Taurus sun, moon, and ascendant for the month of October. This is your heads up to what the energy is going to offer you. Here we go. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How do you read that King of Pentacles in reverse, Skylar?
King of Pentacles in reverse a lot of the time is someone who might be a little gluttonous, who might be a little bit over indulgent, who might not necessarily respect the reality of the world that we live in as it is, might want to change everything and that conqueror energy. So especially to have it played over there with the Knight of Pentacles in upright and a reversed Wheel of Fortune, I would say that you should be very careful with who you are gathering with, and especially if it has anything to do with business, that you're very conscious of other people's behavior around you while you're working in whatever you're working in. But of course, that's one read. It being in Kiefer also has a lot to say about what your plans are moving forward.
Be really careful with scammers.
Yeah.
Especially around investments. Be very careful that you are not looking at a fast money-making scheme and you thinking it's all that in a handbag. And on some levels it may be, but it just might not be exactly what you're looking for and could jeopardize your savings. It does say that, to be mindful of that. King of Cups is likely a water sign. We're looking at Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Very kind and loving and generous soul. I really like this person. Could be a father, could be an uncle, could be a fatherly figure or a leading man in your life or in your family's life. And there's some real hope being given to them. If there's been any kind of health issue, I'm going to say opportunity is there. So if you're worried about someone's health, I think you're going to get a pass. I think something's going to happen. The right medicine, the right procedure, something possibly advanced in medical ways. I think something that isn't known, something that could be a little tricky, but I don't know. Do your research, and I would say it's worth a shot. So I see the possibility of good health for this person, whoever it is, and I would look into it for sure. Okay.
Make sure you explore the more unorthodox options that maybe those that you've been raised by / know and are in your inner circle and family might not necessarily think are the right way. Don't worry so much about everyone else's opinion right now. Look at all of them, especially if you're dealing with health stuff. Don't look down any gift horse's mouths. Just make sure you're working with the opportunities that are presented to you and giving them all equal floor.
And if you're the person who's not well and you have a doctor who's like this, because this could also be a doctor, right? And the doctor could be saying, hey, there's options, look at this, let's check this out. I'm being told to tell you to look into it and to, have a little faith in what they might offer you. Don't be a stick in the mud yourself. You may have had your own health issues and feel as if you got over it and then now it's back to haunt you. It's not a big deal. I'm going to say just work with it and we could find positive energy in the outcome. So the Death card speaks of change and transformation, especially around money making, ideas of money. And this is why I'm saying be mindful if it happens to be a scammer. Just be mindful. I'm not saying not to use put your money into investments that are unusual. That's not a bad thing. But make sure you have people around you who can educate you so that you can make a good decision about it. Because I know it's tough. I can see your finances have been, you've been worried about finances for a while, and I get it. Maybe your business isn't responding in the same way at this economy. maybe the economy's changed and your business isn't as highly wanted or needed more, so you may have to tweak it and change it a little bit. Worried about relationships. I think that there's some injustices around your relationships with other people. You need to be really mindful of your contracts with people, eh?
And that's what
relationships,
I was gonna say,
especially
when it comes to the King of Pentacles in reverse and the Knight of Pentacles upright tied together with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I would trust your gut on something. Chances are there is something wrong with it.
Yeah.
They don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
We lost.
You may be feeling really down about someone in your family. Maybe your mother and you are fighting and there's some sort of issue going on there. She's not being very nice to you. I don't know. Take a back seat with that one. You may also not be getting the love you need from your family in general. So speak up. Maybe you got a couple of sisters that just didn't know you wanted to talk to them, or maybe you've been too busy for them, and so show them that you're interested in participating in an active relationship, and I'm sure you'll get some more love. Okay, you may have a youth that is in your home, or someone, a young person, a niece, a nephew, one of your children who could be lying to you, and maybe there's some sort of addictive personality that's behind the scenes. I don't know, maybe there's alcohol, drugs, thieving, I don't know, any kind of addiction, compulsion, or obsession. You may be revealing that, dealing with something like that. And that might be where that injustice is around your relationships. And there could be something that actually brings a lot of heartache to the situation around that for you, sorry to say.
With this situation, especially if you're feeling it and it's sharp right now, let yourself calm down and take a step back from it. Let your emotional energy kind of simmer for a second. The way the card was played there, I could only see ice. And it makes me, ice, I-C-E on the end of justice. And I would say what that's really saying is try to cool it down. Try to soften the edges. Try to, back off of it a little bit. And especially if it's a child of yours, especially if it's a youth around you, they don't want to listen to you anyways. So try to give only what you need to give to the situation to help it. And my favorite thing to do in these types of subjects is always make sure that you, especially because if it's your child, they ain't going to listen to you correctly. Because even if you have something very important to offer, they're not there to hear it. Mm-hmm. But if you got the right uncle/friend to put into the mix who's got some life experience that isn't you, I'd suggest plugging them in here, because